So, hey, I understand that I have not been making videos for a long time. I'm sorry for that. I've been busy with a lot of shit, but I'm back, quote unquote, in a way. But I'll explain a bit more later. So this video is gonna be a bit more different than my usual videos because I'm not gonna be making as many montages anymore, or well, a lot more of just clip compilations. I don't really call them montages, but yeah, you get what I mean. I'm gonna be making this sort of series. I'm not sure what kind of name I'll call it. I have a name in the works, but we'll figure it out later, right? It's basically just gonna be me talking about stuff. I really wanted to make a YouTube video. I just didn't know which one I wanted to make it with. And one of my friends suggested that I should probably make a video about, me just yapping in a way, I suppose, since I like talking about it so much. And they actually gave me a topic on it to first start talking about. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, before this video starts, I have a bit of a disclaimer, which is that number one, these videos are just gonna be all of my opinion. They're gonna be just of my opinions, my ideas, my experiences, and all of that. You're free to share your own experiences and all of that in the comments. Just don't argue with me. Like, I don't really care about what people somewhat think of the topic. I'm just gonna be listening about stuff that happened to me and how it's affected me in general, basically. So feel free to comment whatever you want. I don't think people are going to comment on this video unless this accidentally goes too big. I don't think it will, but just in case it does. Secondly, this video is gonna be completely off script. I'm sorry to say that because I'm the type of person that genuinely just does not do well with scripts. I just kind of start talking and then we'll see what happens when we get there, right? So it's all just about that. I'm just gonna just talk about what's it called, the stuff that pops out of my brain. So if you hear a bit of a lot of stuttering, like what's happening right now, it's not because I'm reading off a script. I'm just trying to find the words to say. And thirdly, this is most likely gonna be more for people in the Discord. But I told you all that in my graduation letter that I am done with content creation in general. That's not completely a lie. I am done with content creation in general, but mostly from the streaming perspective. I kind of still want to make content via YouTube and stuff, so this is why I'm doing this kind of video. So it definitely seems a bit misleading, but I'm not gone forever. So at least you guys will have a bit of content like that. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah. And this is also kind of related, but another disclaimer is that this is not going to be a daily series. This is also not going to be a weekly series. This is never going to be a monthly series as well. This is going to be a series where I would just post whatever the fuck or whenever the fuck I feel like it. There will be no specific time. There will be no specific scheduled uploads. I'll just post this whenever I feel like I have a topic to talk about. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Why don't we go ahead and start with the topic, right? Okay, so first topic, right? Mental illness. I understand that sounds like a very heavy topic to talk about as a first topic, and absolutely I get it. But let's start by prefacing this. I am not diagnosed yet on any of the mental illnesses that I probably have, but I've been told by a lot of people that I exhibit the symptoms of certain mental illnesses and whatnot. And I'm not trying to be one of those people on TikTok that are like, oh, I have the symptoms of these specific types. I think I'm mentally no, I'm not trying to be someone who's catching up to the fad or some fucking bullshit, but I genuinely feel like these have affected my life in really fucking major ways. So I guess we're gonna be talking about that first. Okay, I'm gonna preface, but I'm not sure what I have since I already talked about it earlier. But I feel like I exhibit symptoms of depression, ADHD, and most definitely schizophrenia. We'll talk about this later, but let's talk about the first few first, right? On how it makes living with, I assume, the mental illnesses I have. So depression. This is the one that a lot of people have, and the one that a lot of people tend to say that they exhibit symptoms for, right? But okay, first off, a bit of a story time. Back when I was in, okay, not I'm still in uni, but anyways, back in I was in a lecturer's class. She actually prefaced and told us that she actually has been diagnosed with depression from a licensed therapist, and basically what she said about depression is that it doesn't come like every day. Like, you're not gonna be depressed every day, right? That's definitely not the way it works. But depression comes in waves, which means that sometimes you feel like you're fine, you're normal and all that stuff, and then like some other days, like when depression hits, you just feel like you don't matter, you fucking suck, and like everything is just like, you know, not good in general, and then like it fucking sucks because of that. And honestly, I understand her, because I felt like I had that all of my life. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. So back when I was in primary school, right, I was called a gifted child because my grades were like extremely good and all that stuff. I'm not special. I know a lot of people who have gotten this what's it called, primary school, being gifted child, into like a burnt out thing. But the thing about being burnt out when you're in high school, right, it's like you were called this genius, gifted child, and all that types of bullshit. But then once you suddenly transition into high school, right, and then the stuff is like really a level above, and then like you're unable to catch up to it, and then you get like a couple of failures, people start doubting you, you start getting yelled at, and then like all of this stuff, right, it generally puts a heavy stress on the child's mind, or like, and then like because of that stress, right, you start to genuinely feel worse about yourself, and then from then on there, it's just like a downward spiral of like the burnout and all that shit, right? But I feel like the burnout has affected me so much, because back when I was in high school, I wasn't the best at additional maths, which, you know, makes sense, because you're used to doing only numbers in like all the stuff, and then all of a sudden you're introduced to algebraic formulas, right? You have to put what's it called, a x and everything. You have to put your letters and everything, and then like now that you're in uni, you feel like these stuff are like baby steps. But back when you were as a what's it called, a 13-year-old child, right, you would definitely feel burdened, because it's like jumping from one thing to another. And my teacher actually called me stupid. I'm not using the other word she actually used, because despite I don't really giving a fuck about like my channel, I feel like that word's kind of slightly offensive, so I'm not gonna try and say it. Like, yeah. But because of that, I actually genuinely got so hurt, I didn't want to do her class. Like, I had to do her class, but like I didn't take it as seriously as before, and then my grades plummeted more. So, you know, I just started like giving the fuck up, and I only did what I could, which is like getting passes at best. I never strived for any achievement and like all the stuff, and I think that actually really hurt me down in the line, because you start to, what's the word, you start to not try to achieve stuff, and then because of that, like your grades are a lot worse than they were originally, and then your parents and all the stuff like start telling like you can be better, like all the stuff, and then the stress puts on you more and more, and then, you know, it generally becomes really bad. And I don't know how I'm supposed to talk about this topic. It's kind of heavy, but I've tried to take my own life back in, I believe it was 2018. I don't know the specific date, but it's like roughly around that year. Thankfully, it didn't work out, but thinking about then, it was also the one thing that I felt like I was the most heaviest in depression, because I couldn't catch up with all of my peers. My grades just started plummeting, and like my will for studying has just kind of like dropped so much that one of the ways I found to relieve stress was by SHing. If you know what that is, yeah. But if you don't, it's on the screen. Just yeah, pretty much that. So because of that, I started to do SH a lot more, and it was generally not the best time, because it feels like you're stuck in a well, and you can't really pull yourself up, and no one's there to help pull yourself up and all that shit, right? And it generally feels like it hurts, because you act like you're really happy on the outside, but in actuality, you're feeling like you're really like stuck on the inside, and like not a lot of people can help you with that. You really have to help yourself. But when you were young, right, you don't have that option, and thankfully it didn't work out. But I still actually had like a shit ton of stress during high school, and this is where the second part of the mental illness comes in, which is schizophrenia. I don't know if anyone has had this, but sometimes in like times I can hear someone else talking about me, but it's definitely died down a lot less now that I'm a lot more confident with myself after, you know, the whole streaming thing. I talk to a lot more people. I'm a lot less I'm a lot less scared about going out and like all that shit. But back when I was back when I had a lot of social anxiety, right, I generally was scared to talk to anything and like all that stuff. And sometimes you would hear someone like telling you in the corner of like your ear or something that you don't matter, you fucking suck, all that kinds of things, right? It's like the whole gist of schizophrenia. Sometimes you actually even see things like it's just not good. Like and that added on with the depression that you already have generally makes your whole life extremely stressful during the high school years. Like I might seem normal during then for the people that are watching this video, and know me from high school. I know there are several of you. Maybe some of you are actually my friends. If you're if you aren't, then you know, welcome to story time, I suppose. But I might seem like I was happy the whole time, but I'll be real with you. I was actually struggling extremely hard inside, and part of the reason is because of that. I still have schizophrenia, but it's not as heavy. Like you sometimes still hear the voices, but they aren't that major to the point where I can actually get influenced a lot by them. And the thing about schizophrenia is it really makes you scared sometimes. I'll be real with you. There was this one friend who I actually I was on a trip with. It's actually the same friend that suggested the topic of this video. Anyways, I was living with them during the duration of the trip, but there was at one time at night that I heard someone straight up outside talking, and I know for a fact that there was no one outside talking because we were on like the very edge of a street, right? And I literally just heard someone talking, and they started knocking on the window, like it was they generally started fucking knocking on the window on the room that we were sleeping in, and that genuinely scared the fuck out of me, and I had to sleep outside while crying. I didn't let them know, but I did tell them like so later down the line. Like this happened basically throughout most of the days of the trip, and it kind of made me extremely scared to the point where I became a bit more dismissive. So you know, like I don't know, it's just really annoying, and it's really hard to live with. I just fucking really hate what's it called, like the fucking voices and what. Thankfully they're all much more died down now. I hope yeah, that's about it for those two topics. They're kind of interlinked, but you know. And then the third one, ADHD. This is probably like a lot more normal kind of thing. ADHD is you know, it's it makes you really hyperactive. Like you can't really stay focused on one thing for long. And this is the one mental illness that a lot of people like saying that they have, because you know, I can't stay focused on like one thing like too much at a time, and I'm just like, you know, I think I have ADHD. Like I'm not trying to be that kind of person, but I feel like I definitely have it, since I'll be with you. If you want me to work on something for a long time, and then, you know, I can do that. It's literally what I'm doing right now while making this fucking video. But sometimes if you want me to do something that I don't want to do, right? Like, I will not be able to do it no matter how much, like, I try. Like, that's one of the things that I literally couldn't study at all. It generally made it so, like, studying was so fucking hard, because every time when I pick up the book, right, I feel like I want to study, but I just can't. I literally just can't. My brain straight up just wanders off this somewhere. Like, even if you put in the effort in order to try to learn that thing, right, you're unable to. And that genuinely is like really fucking annoying, and it hinders the most in your life, definitely. And okay, as much as I don't want to study, I will admit that studying is one of the most important things that you have to do, like, in life. Because if you don't study, you can't get like a degree. Then you don't have a degree, you can't get a job. All that shit. I know people say that's not true, but I'll be real with you. In our country, it's fucking true. So it's always gonna be like this kind of thing. Like people don't know you. They want to know how good your grades are, and like the only way that they know how good your grades are is by looking at the degree that you own, right? So yeah, you kind of have to study and whatnot. And living with ADHD while you're trying to actively study something, but you legitimately just can't, fucking sucks, because you're trying your best in order to study that subject. Like, you're doing your absolute best. You maybe like study like about 4 hours a day, like I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 6, that depends on you, but you're just unable to get that thing in. And sometimes it generally makes you a lot more stressed alongside with all the other fucking problems that I had, right? And it made a lot of my high school just fucking suck, because I'll be real, my weakest subject when it came to high school was math, specifically additional maths, and chemistry. I'll be real with you, I still fucking suck at additional maths, and I'm taking fucking engineering, so it's gonna be the bane of me, especially since I'm gonna be using this a lot in my eventual work. I'm no longer touching chem, but still, I failed chemistry like a lot of times back when I was in foundation, and I just really didn't like studying it. It's like, no matter how much what's it called, like I tried to put in the work in order to study chemistry, right? But like it just never flowed into your brain, and it generally fucking sucks, because like this is the one time that you're actually studying, right? Like, you have to study, or else like you're generally gonna be fucked this like next year. But like, you just can't, you really just can't. The more you try to study, the more your brain like fucking rejects it. And I already like was stressed as fuck during that year, and that only like generally made it fucking worse. Like, it just generally fucking sucks, like, that you have these fucking issues, right? And like you really struggle to, what's it called, you really struggle to find a good balance between managing these emotions, these issues, and all this stuff, and like doing what's it called, like doing the your daily stuff, like maybe studying, maybe working, and all those. And to all of the people who actually have these, and or the people that are, what's it called, that still haven't been diagnosed, but you feel like these things apply to you, right? Please do not give up and keep on living. I know life seems really fucking bad right now, but life finds a way. Like, you will always find a solution towards your stuff and all those things, right? Like, you will be able to, what's it called, you will be able to find the eventual, what's it called, solution to the thing, right? Okay, so let me tell you guys something. So for the people who have been watching me since I started streaming, and like for a bit more of like the long time viewers, or the people that are in my Discord, right? I am a trans woman. I identify as a she, her, and I've been actually on HRT for like about 5 months, 6 months roughly, give or take. I haven't been taking them this week because I've been back in my house, but you know, like, I'm sorry that I don't sound like a woman. I have not been, what's the word? I have not been vocal training at all, because it hurts my voice, and it's really hard to do it where I'm living currently, especially in like a male dorm and all those stuffs. But maybe in the future you'll see this series with a different voice. Maybe when I'm a lot more comfortable with myself, and when I finally get my lazy ass off and finally do those things. But I will be completely honest. I had the worst day of my life last year, when I was rejected by my therapist for, you know, trying to have the HRT treatment. But I eventually found a way, And because of that, I just have to say, for the people that are struggling in life, and you feel like there's no way out, there will always be a light at the end of the tunnel. You will have to hang in there. I promise you, things will get better. It might seem like it's really hard right now that the whole world is against you. I get that. I've been there. I've had these thoughts, but sometimes life isn't always like that. You will see some improvements and stuff, and try to shift your mindset a bit more. Instead of looking at things from the whole perspective, try to look at them in a lot more of smaller forms, and look at them like small types of improvements, right? Like, even if you only made like a bit of improvement today, it's already better than if you've made no improvement at all. And just because of that, your mindset can change quite a lot. And that's how I mostly got over my the illnesses that I have, mental illnesses, sorry. But it's not complete. I do have to generally see a therapist, but I agree with you, getting therapy in fucking this country sucks. Like, you either have to wait for fucking years in order to get the cheap government given therapy, or you have to pay a fuck ton, both of which I am unable to do right now. Time is money, and I am broke as fuck. That's a hardest line, actually. I should probably, jot that. Anyways, you can do it by just, like, thinking of stuff a lot more differently. Like, start changing your mindset a bit more to focus on the good things in life rather than having to focus on a shit ton of the negative aspects. Like, how do I say this? Think of a lot of, like, more positive things that you've done in the day, instead of looking like stuff like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and your mindset's just gonna be worse like that. Like, you try to change it to be like, oh, instead of I didn't do that, it's more like you try to set yourself little goals as well. Like, like, maybe get stuff like I did at least a few pages of studying. I did like an hour of studying. That's a lot better than 0 hours of studying. So mark that to yourself as a goal, and then make it so like the goal extends a bit more, like from 1 hour studying to 2 hours studying to 3 hours studying. I promise you that you will be a bit more of a better person. I'm still struggling to do that myself, but I've been doing it on a few days, and it generally makes it a lot easier in order to do that. And also, the other thing is, how do I say this? It's like, try to talk to people a lot more. I don't mean go into people's DMs and like trauma dump, right? Like fuck no, don't do that. I've done this to my partners before, and I'm so sorry to both my ex and my current partner if they're watching this video. I'm so fucking sorry for trauma dumping. Like, it's just the way I vent. But try to find people that will listen to you vent, and help you with that. Like, even if you can vent a little bit more, it will help with it will help with you get those feelings out. And then once you get those feelings out, you're gonna feel a bit better. But you need to find people that genuinely vibe with you. Don't trauma dump on some random person's fucking DMs, please. I'm begging all of you, for the people that are watching this video. But I think, yeah, that's probably my thoughts on this topic, I suppose. It's still worth living with, even if you feel like you reach the end of the tunnel. We're humans. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we can do, even if there is no road at the end of the tunnel, right? You can always make one. Just keep digging. You'll eventually be able to find the light. I promise you. Even if it feels like you're in the deepest, darkest tunnels right now, there will always be a light source at the end of the tunnel. The end of the tunnel might be really close to you, or it might be really far, but just keep hanging in there, right? Because it will come. So please, for the people that have reached this place and haven't actually clicked off into my severe rant yet, thank you for watching, and yeah, I think that's it. Have a good one. Bye.